sir. Indeed, this session has been a mind-boggling session. You have given us new vistas, new ways, new insights, and new questions you have raised that we all need to answer at our level. And therefore, this question answer session is a big one. There are lots of questions that have been pouring in, and we'll definitely try to answer all of them. But right now, since Professor Paul has joined us in this session, so I take this opportunity to welcome him. Thank you, Nasreen ma'am. Thank you, PK Dashara sir. We are really fortunate to get this opportunity of getting a chance to hear from a very dynamic Commonwealth Council Educational Administration and Management President, Professor Paul Miller. To coordinate this session, I invite Professor Hemlata Talesra ma'am, the director of this international webinar. She will come here, and I take this privilege before she introduces Professor Paul. I take this privilege of introducing Professor Hemlata Talesra ma'am. Professor Hemlata Talesra, she's a distinguished and internationally expert. She is known for her being the fellow CCEAM, board member, Indian representative, chairman, Rajasthan Council of Educational Administration and Management. She is the coordinator of International Forum for Global Justice, Education and Empowerment. Professor Talesra is presently working as director in Srimati K.B. Dave College of Education, Pilwai, Gujarat. She has visited more than 60 countries for academic purpose and has presented papers. She has valuable published work in the form of more than 300 research papers that have been published in international and national journals in the form of 34 written and edited books. She has completed 20 research projects under the auspices of different international and national agencies. 20 research students have completed their PhD degree, and more than 1,000 MEd and MPhil students have completed their dissertation under her supervision. Professor Talesra has been awarded Lifetime Achievement and a number of awards from international and national agencies. She has organized more than 500 international, national, regional conferences, workshops, and one-day programs. She has been a life member of more than 50 international and national organizations and working as visiting professor and PhD external examiner of more than 40 universities. With a warm welcome, I welcome you, Professor Hemlata Talesra ma'am, the director of this international webinar, to carry forward the session that we all have been waiting eagerly to hear from. We begin the next session where we have Professor Paul Miller as our keynote speaker. Thank you.
Thanks, Seema. Dear experts and participants, I am delighted and heartiest welcome to Professor Paul Miller. Professor Paul Miller is a great internationally respected personality. Professor Paul Miller, President, CCEAM, Commonwealth Council of Educational Administration and Management, at present. He is Professor of Educational Leadership and Management at the Huddersfield, United Kingdom. I know Professor Paul since long in connection to attended the CCM board meetings and CCM conferences. Dr. Paul is a member of Council of both the Institute of Educational Administrative and Leadership at Jamaica and British Educational Leadership Administrative Society. Dr. Paul research on teachers' race discrimination in England is assisting the UK Cabinet Office in policy development. Dr. Paul is a principal consultant of Educational Equality Services. As an academic administrator and researcher, Dr. Paul has a significant track renowned of published research in educational leadership. Professor Pal research on school leadership and development and school improvement is used for the Caribbean community in the development of leadership standard. Every year, Professor Pal's publication has come, but I mention only the recent 2 or 3 publications. Latest publication is Race, Education and Educational Leadership in England, an integrated analysis, Bloomsbury credited volume, published in 2019. In 2018, The Nature of School Leadership, Global Practice Perspective, published by Palgrave Macmillan, and in 2017, Cultures of Educational Leadership, Global and Intercultural Perspective, published by Palgrave Macmillan. Now I request Professor Pal for his keynote address.